All right, guys, I'm back with another chapter in Psalms. We're in Psalms chapter 77, where it reads, "We are comforted through the hard times by remembering God's help in the past. Recalling God's miracles and previous work can give us courage to continue." And I'll get right into it. I cry out to God. Yes, I shout. Oh, that God would listen to me. When I was in deep trouble, I searched for the Lord. All night long I prayed, with hands lifted toward heaven. But my soul was not comforted. I think of God and I moan, overwhelmed with longing for his help. You don't let me sleep. I'm too distressed even to pray. I think of the good old days, long since ended, when my nights were filled with joyful songs. I search my soul and ponder the difference now. Has the Lord rejected me forever? Will he never again be kind to me? Is his unfailing love gone forever? Have his promises permanently failed? Has God forgotten to be gracious? Has he slammed the door on his compassion? And I said, "This is my fate. The Most High has turned his hand against me." But then I recall all you have done, O Lord. I remember your wonderful deeds of long ago. They are constantly in my thoughts. I cannot stop thinking about your mighty works. O God, your ways are holy. Is there any God as mighty as you? You are the God of great wonders. You demonstrate your awesome power among the nations. By your strong arm you redeemed your people, the descendants of Jacob and Joseph. When the Red Sea saw you, O God, its waters looked and trembled. The sea quaked to its very depths. The clouds poured down rain. The thunder rumbled in the sky. Your arrows of lightning flashed. Your thunder roared from the whirlwind. The lightning lit up the world. The earth trembled and shook. Your road led through the sea, your pathway through the mighty waters, a pathway no one knew was there. You led your people along that road like a flock of sheep, with Moses and Aaron as their shepherds. And that's the end of chapter 77. For me, this passage is, I don't know, this one I struggle with. I understand that the beginning, the header had it making strong reflections on the past, and really, man, I had a thought it was just fleeting. Where did it go? I don't know. When I get stuck in what feels like a valley and I need God to save me, one thing that's encouraging and can be discouraging at the same time is remembering a passage that 1,000 years is like a day, and a day is like 1,000 years. I can't remember the specific passage, but it references that's God's perception of time. Like it's all just that's what it is to him. And I know that it's important that he knows our heart and that he hears our prayers and our cries out for help. But our misunderstanding of time and his understanding of time can be very, very depressing for us, because really, I mean, even think of like the 40 years in the desert that the Israelites spent. When they did that amount of time was nothing to God. Did he feel like that was, I understand that he's going to recognize that that's a long time for us. But is it? Is it supposed to feel like a long time for us? Especially when our job is to simply wait for him, and that's what he wants us to do. Or do we just understand time just wrong? Not differently, but wrong. And so when we feel like God's ignoring us, and when we feel like, things couldn't get any worse, we are to act as though we know the truth, and the truth is that we know he's working all things out for our good. And we're just upset with the timeline. And so when I see these things and we're reflecting on all the good things that God did, and all the mountains moved and the promises that he makes. And they mentioned Moses and Aaron, um, all previous just heroes in the Bible. It's interesting because I always struggle with how I perceive time and our understanding of patience. And we can herald some people's having more patience and some with less, and it's all a matter of perspective though, and it's very subjective. It's not objective, because I've had people compliment me on my patience, but it also depends on what I'm waiting for. And so with that, in certain context, what am I waiting for? How long do I have to wait? Do I know how long I have to wait? If I'm just simply given it time, I feel like I could wait for anything, even if it's something I want. If you put it on the calendar, say, okay, I'll find something else to worry about. But if you don't, you need to be so actively engaged in the effort of patience. If you simply don't know, you just, at least I don't want to say you, I struggle with not losing myself overthinking about it. There's a couple things right now, some irons in the fire, if you will, that I struggle because I don't have concrete timelines. I simply just need to be available. And with many people that I've had an opportunity to work with and to fellowship with and worship with, the best availability, or the best ability, is availability. And I think God would completely agree with that. That's what he wants you. So it doesn't matter, the highs and the lows. Just be available. And don't think about it too much. You'll get wrapped up into when's the next thing, when are the next orders coming through. That's where I fall short. I struggle when I'm not given a specific time. When given a timeline, it's too easy. I spent enough time in the military. They said, hey, we need X, Y, Z done by this time. You need to be here then. Timeline, boom, boom, boom. When I don't have that timeline, it gets a lot tougher, especially when the expectations don't change. Hey, well, how long do I need to do this? Till we tell you stop doing it. I struggle with that a lot. And I find that God has me exercising that muscle more and more. And I'm aware that I need it. And I'm painfully aware that he is aware that I need it. And so that's just what I'm working through. On that note, I'm going to call it. Have a good night. God bless. I love you. Jesus loves you. I'm going to read chapter 78 tomorrow, where it reads, Lessons from History. Asaph retells the history of the Jewish nation from the time of slavery in Egypt to David's reign. It was told over and over to each generation so they would not forget God and make the same mistakes as their ancestors. So this should be a powerful message tomorrow then. But on that note, have a good night and God bless, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for chapter 78 of Psalms. See ya.